Look, I think America it's not only the crucible for all of this, right? This is where all of these technologies, for the most part, began. The dreams began in Europe
Mhm.
and to some extent in Greece and the Middle East, in ancient world. But the actual fruition of all this, John McCarthy coined artificial intelligence that, comes from Stanford right over the way.
Mhm.
And obviously Stanford has been in Silicon Valley. It's just the crucible for everything we talk about when we talk about transhumanism, posthumanism, the singularity. But fortunately, we also have a tradition of freedom and personal sovereignty. We saw that trampled upon during the pandemic with the vaccine mandates.
Mhm.
I think that was a wake up call as to how quickly all of that could go away if we don't keep those freedoms and those rights enshrined. So in America, we're in a very good position to protect against the downsides of these technologies. But at the same time, America is where it's happening. And if you think about it in the abstract, just the abstract of freedom,
Mhm.
the ability to act as an agent without any constraints, or at least without many constraints, right? We have laws to keep you from killing and stealing, but and lying insofar as slander goes. But by and large, America is one of the freest nations on earth, and we have that tradition here. We have that in our spirit to protect against what an AI, what a singularity, so to speak, or what a great fusion of humans and machines could lead to, a kind of
Mhm.
hellscape in which we're controlled top down by some algocracy or an algocracy with an Elon Musk or a Mark Andreessen or an Eric Schmidt at the top or some council of. So, but it is happening here at the same time. So that paradox is really important. We talk all the time. People talk all the time about China. We have to go forward and do this because we don't, China will. Everything China's doing, they're doing because we did it first.
Mhm.
So if we keep going forward, we're opening a path for them to go forward. It's not as if they're advancing ahead of us and we have to, keep up with them. So to me, that's kind of a nonsense narrative. But to that point of freedom, what I see in America, and this was the reason why Mark Andreessen, for instance, through his support behind Trump,
Mhm.
ostensibly, it's the reason that Elon Musk, through his support behind Trump, is because they want the freedom to develop their technologies and deploy them as they please without government regulation to stop it. And so what that means is that it's again a paradox. Trump, it both, I think, really embolden Americans to stand up for what we want in the future, what the vision we want to see realized. And that's a positive. Simultaneously, he's trotting out Larry Ellison, Sam Altman, and Masayoshi Son to announce day two of the administration, the Stargate project.
Yeah.
And we can go to the details of that, but just to say, this is a paradox. This is a tension.
Mhm.
And from my perspective,
Yeah.
these people are not enemies in the sense that they are, some sort of like military opponents. These people are absolutely, though, opponents because their vision of the future or their many visions of the future are directly in opposition to the future that I would like to see, which is much, much more human. And all of the talk that they are known for about human-centered AI and so on and so forth.
Human alignment of AI.
The AI line, maybe, maybe not,
Yeah.
but the more power you give to these, soulless digital systems, and
Mhm.
the more intelligent they become, the more those who are symbiotic with them begin to look like parasites